I'm all alone out here with only a cheap tent that I've never used before. It's gonna get bitterly cold tonight. This might be a bad idea, but it's gonna be a good video. There's some animal tracks over here. I'm wondering what they are. Those are big dog prints. Holy cow. Yeah, these are wolf prints. Look at the size. That's crazy. The prints look at least a couple days old, so I'm not too worried about them being in the area still. Anyway, I don't have a lot of light, so I better start getting this tent set up. All right, so I think that should be big enough. This here's my tent. We're gonna get her started. I've never slept in this tent before, but I did set it up one time just to make sure I kind of know what I'm doing before I'm out here. Okay, so the tent is up. I'm gonna put up the guy lines and then fill in the base here with snow. I'm gonna get my stove set up and get a little fire started, and then I'm gonna look for more firewood. I thought it was leaning a little bit, but that's leaning a lot. So I'm gonna put my stove here on this side. It'll give me lots of room for my bed on this side. Now, I told you this was a budget hot tent. What I failed to mention is this is also a budget stove. Both of these were around $100 each. If it gets cold enough outside, these will actually stop working. The fuel inside of them stops evaporating at a certain temperature. And so it's best to just keep them in your pocket. That way they stay warm enough to use. I decided to bring a second cot as well. This one's just going to be like my table. It'll keep my stuff up off the snow. Well, it's starting to get dark and I need to get enough wood to last me through the night, so I better get going. That right there is a dead tree. That'll give me a lot of firewood and it'll be dry too. I love this saw so much. If I could recommend any piece of equipment I own, it's this saw. want to see how warm my hot tent's gotten. Oh wow, it's like a sauna in here. Seriously, I was hoping it would be a little bit warm, but it's almost hot. All right, I'm gonna start chopping this up into pieces that'll fit in my stove. My bed's right here next to the stove, and then I've got all this firewood stacked. Hopefully that'll last me most of the night. Well, I'm excited for dinner. I'm gonna have pot stickers with rice. This is a packet of soy sauce. And then these are just frozen pot stickers. We're gonna let those steam for a couple minutes and then we'll throw the rice in. Standing up feels really good. It's probably at least 60 to 70 degrees up here by the roof. Down by my bed, just because heat rises, it's still pretty cold down there. Hopefully we can get it to warm up down there too. I'm gonna flip them over. That water's starting to boil off, so I'm gonna throw a little bit of butter in there. That way once the water's gone, they can pan sear. Alrighty, we're gonna throw some rice in there with them. Alright, now we just pour in the soy sauce. Alright, well I'm excited for this food. It smells really, really good. I stepped outside for just a second and my hands were just instantly numb. It is really, really, really cold out here. There's the tent. It's looking nice and cozy. I wish you could see the stars out here. I don't think the GoPro picks them up very well, but I'll put a photo of what this looks like. Oh yeah, it feels so good in here. Well, I just checked the weather. It's 8 degrees outside or 1 degree with the wind chill. In here, it feels to me around 50 degrees, maybe 55. So a 50-degree difference for a $100 tent is actually pretty good. Well, now that I have dinner in me, I'm thinking about maybe whittling something. I'm not very good at whittling, so these are cut-resistant gloves. Just keep me a little bit safer. I'm gonna take a break for a second and start boiling some water. Alrighty, it's getting really late, so I'm going to table that for now. Hopefully next video I'll be able to finish it, and I'm going to get ready for bed. This is how far I got on my little whittling project. We'll make sure to finish it in the next video. Alright, this water bottle's nice and hot. I'm going to stick it in my sleeping bag. Well, I'm just about ready for bed, but first I'm going to eat some apple pie. Well, I'm going to go to sleep. I'll see you guys in the morning. Good morning. -3 outside, but it feels a lot better in here now that I've got the fire started. Last night was one of the craziest nights I've ever spent in the woods. At around midnight, there was like these explosion sounds, like trees were exploding. It was crazy, and I was kind of terrified. I've never heard of anything like that before. And they were just all around me, as loud as a gunshot. And I sat here for the better part of an hour having no idea what was making that sound. But I googled it. Turns out because it was a warm day yesterday, the sun was out and there was sap flowing on the pine trees. And then all of a sudden the temperature dropped down to below 0. That sudden change in temperature made that resin just explode. And so the trees were literally exploding, in a sense. Anyway, that was crazy. And then at like 2 a.m. I wake up because there's wolves howling. It was a crazy night. Okay, well I'm gonna start getting my stuff packed up. It's kind of everywhere in here. Okay, we're gonna see if this starts. Holy moly, that was close. Good work. Well, I'll say this about this tent. It worked really good for $100, but there are definitely better hot tents out there. But the fact that it kept me warm in this temperature is pretty impressive. Well, I've got a lot of stuff to get done today, so I'm leaving a little bit early. But chocolate pie for breakfast. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next one.